Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. So today we'll see one more important concept in data structures, that is hashing. So in today's session we'll see the introduction to hashing. So what is a hashing and what are the hash values and what is meant by hash functions and hash tables. And in next sessions we'll be seeing the different kinds of hashing functions and different concepts in the hashing, right? So now we'll see the introduction to this hashing. So this hashing is a technique in a data structure to improvise efficiency in storing and retrieving the data. So in the memory, if we want to store the data or access the data, that means retrieve the data. So in order to improve that kind of efficiency, we are going with the hashing function. For example, consider some elements like 12, some 43, some 24, and some 35. So these are a few elements. Let us consider these elements, right? So if you consider these elements, so all these elements will be stored in the database or in the memory, right? Not a database, in the memory. So if you want to search that, or if you want to retrieve the data, so if you want to retrieve this data, what we require, we have to go with either a linear search. So first we need to search and we have to get that. So a linear search, either we have to go with the linear search or a binary search. So we have studied all these concepts in our previous session in data structures. So if you are using this linear search, so irrespective of the technology or irrespective of the concept, so we have to check each and every element until we get that particular element or not. So automatically the complexity will be order of n square. Okay, sorry, order of n. Okay, for example, if there are n elements, so then the search worst case complexity for linear search will be order of n. And if it is a binary search, what we are doing, we are dividing the complete data into two halves. So we are calculating the middle element and we are dividing the complete elements into two partitions, and we are deciding which should be considered for the further search, right, based upon the middle element. So one constraint is all the elements should be in a sorted order. That's the only thing we have seen in this binary search. So even though we are having the order of log n, we require the order of log n is a complexity to perform this binary search. So in order to improvise these techniques, okay, in order to improvise these techniques, we are going with this hashing. So which will be reduced, that means the complexity will be reduced by order of only one, that means a constant, order of constant. So by hashing, we can retrieve the data, we can search the data in just a constant time complexity, that is order of one, right? So that is the importance of hashing. Now we'll see what happens in the hashing. So here the data will be stored in key value pair, key and value pair, key value pair. So key will be representing that particular value in the memory, right? Now what happens in the hashing? So consider the elements, the first, these are the elements. Okay, so whatever the elements we have seen, the same thing, right? So the elements, these elements will be given to hash functions. So we will discuss, there will be a lot of hash functions, some 4 or 5 hash functions. We'll see those hash functions in our further sessions. Now, as of now, some functionality will be done on these elements. Okay, some sort of functions will be applied on these elements, which will be producing hash keys. Hash keys, or we can also call them as hash codes. Hash codes. So these hash keys and hash codes representing directly on the memory. Directly they will represent on the memory. So obviously that will be representing in the hash table. So there will be a one table structure where it consists of different memory locations. In that table, these the elements will be stored with respect to these particular keys. So we can simply use them elements as values. So we can say that every element can be represented in a table with a key and a value pair. So key will be the hash keys coming from the hash functions, and which represents the memory in the hash table where these values will be located. Okay, so we'll see what is meant by hash keys and what is a hash table. So elements here, let us take some 11, 23, 35, 46. Let us represent these are the different elements. Okay, these are the different elements which are being given to some hash functions. So like mod, okay, mid square and floating and also multiplication, like that. There are a few hash functions we'll see in our further sessions. So these elements will be given to these hash functions. These elements will be given to these hash functions, which will be producing so these are the keys or hash codes. Hash codes. So which will give the elements hash functions, it will return the hash keys. Here we are having 4 elements, so we'll be getting some 4 values, 4 hash keys, and this will be directly representing the memory. So which will be having the hash table with the 2 different columns. So one is index, another one is values. So these are the different indexes. Right? So these are the different indexes. So these hash values or hash keys, okay, which are generated after applying the hash functions on the elements, this will be producing the values here, right? So it will represent the location of these particular values. So in this particular index, these elements will be stored. So whatever the value we are getting here after applying the hash function in that particular index, we will be inserting the elements 11. So for example, here it is 23 and next 35. So let it be here it is 35 and let it be 46. So in this way we are going to store the elements based upon the hash keys which are generated from hash functions. Right? So whenever we apply the same hash functions on this particular element, definitely we will be getting the key. So with respect to the key, we can retrieve the value easily. For example, if you consider 23, applying the hash functions on 23 will give some value and directly, so these are nothing but the keys, right? So this is nothing but a hash key. So if you got this hash key directly, we can retrieve the data from the memory. So this is the thing happens in the hashing problem. Okay, so first the elements, or we can also call it as a values, that will be given to some functions. So that means some functions will be applied and it will return the hash keys or some hash codes. Okay, it's a code. So hash codes which are representing the hash table. Hash table is nothing but a fixed sized table. Fixed sized table. So there will be some size for the hash table. So it is a fixed sized table. So it is a hash table with a fixed size. Let it be some 10. Always the index values will be from 0 to 9. It will always start from 0, right? And see here index is nothing but this key. Okay, index is nothing but this key or hash codes. So we can call them as a keys or hash codes. So which represents the values in the hash table, right? So hope you understood the importance. So obviously this is the technique to improve the storage and storing and retrieving of data from the memory. So other than the linear search and the binary search. So the time complexity will be reduced to constant. Okay, so we'll see exactly what are the hash functions and what are the problems we'll be getting if you apply the hash functions on the elements, and how can we overcome those problems, right, in our further sessions. So let's stop here. And if you are having any doubts regarding this one, feel free to post your doubts in the comment section. Definitely I will try to clarify all your doubts. And if you really enjoyed my session, like my session, share my session with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.